covering every county. This is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Bob Clausen. Mallory is off. Certainly good to have you along for Arkansas Today. A lot going on. Within the last hour or so, the Arkansas Department of Education has given limited authority back to the Little Rock School District. What that limited authority looks like still needs to be hashed out, but Arkansas Today's Mitch McCoy joining us now live at the state capitol with what's being discussed. Mitch, there is a lot to unpack here. Take a breath, take your time. Where are we?
Yeah, Bob, good afternoon to you. The Department of Education voted today for limited local control for the LRSD. But as you mentioned, what limited local control would look like are all details that will have to be figured out in the days, weeks, and months to come. The proposal today shows LRSD would be in a level 5 category, meaning that the state will provide intensive support to the district. There will be an election of a 9-member local school board with limited authority. There would be 3 categories depending on the grade level of each individual school. Schools with a grade D or higher would operate under that local school board. Others that are undergoing reconfigurations would operate under the local school board, but the question about reconfigurations is something that would be left up to the state, and what reconfigurations means is something they'd still have to figure out. Any schools with a letter F would operate under different leadership in partnership with the school board. State Senator Joyce Elliott says this will divide the city and schools.
Most of the city will have a regular school board. They'll be treated one way. And the one part of the city where I live and where many people who look like me live, we will still be under the auspices of somebody else that we have no idea who that is. And then that's the third group in the middle, under some kind of reconfiguration that we don't know what that is.
This is only a framework. Wordage of what limited control looks like can be hashed out in the weeks and months to come. That was bombshell number 1 today, Bob. Bombshell number 2 came at the very end, something not even on the agenda, and that is when a commissioner proposed to decertify the Little Rock Education Association. That's the teachers union. There was sharp backlash in the meeting, people opposing that idea. That proposal and vote was delayed until next month's meeting in October. So a lot to get to here, and we are also speaking with the Little Rock School District Superintendent, Michael Poore. We're still trying to dissect all that, so we'll have much more later in the afternoon. But for now, we're live at the state capitol. Mitch McCoy, Arkansas Today.
It's going to be a busy day, Mitch. Thanks very much. The remnants of Tropical Storm Imelda dumping a historic amount of rain in southeast Texas, bringing with it deadly flash flooding and thousands of water rescues. Gabe Gutierrez has the very latest from one of the hardest hit areas, Beaumont.
The amount of rain that fell here is astounding. More than 30, even 40 inches of rain fell in Jefferson County alone. And we have seen emergency teams and high water vehicles head down this road. Entire neighborhoods are still cut off and emergency shelters are packed. This morning, rescuers are still scrambling to reach inundated parts of southeast Texas after one of the wettest tropical cyclones on record.
It's just going outside and seeing people begging for help. It was really scary.
In and around Houston, there have been more than 1,000 water rescues so far. Other cities like Beaumont and the small town of Winnie are devastated.
And we woke up and I looked outside and our whole entire yard was just covered in water. There was no way out.
Pregnant mom Erica Zamora is now in an emergency shelter with her husband and children.
I don't know. Starting over? With what? Because we don't have anything.
The floods have turned deadly. 19-year-old Hunter Morrison was electrocuted and drowned while trying to save his horse. Another man died after driving into this high water. The remnants of Tropical Storm Imelda drenching some areas with more than 40 inches of rain. So much water, the roof of this Houston postal facility collapsed, injuring 3 people. The intensity of the storm caught many here by surprise.
Everything can be replaced, but people I'm worried about.
An unfolding catastrophe prompting rescue after rescue. Jim and Leah Tesno are grateful they escaped with their kids.
All I heard was, you're just going to get a lot of rain, but we didn't really think too much of it. But as the time passed, the water just kept coming and coming and coming.
We did get a break in the rain overnight, but more rain is expected throughout the day. Parts of I-10 remain shut down, making it tough for rescue crews to get to some of the most impacted areas. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Jefferson County, Texas.
Still ahead, Mediterranean and Central Asian cuisines. Enough said. Turkish Food Festival is right around the corner. Stick around for more information on that. Plus, in the Pink Trail Nation.